For nearly 11 years, Wladimir Klitschko ruled the heavyweight division. Nobody could solve his jab. Nobody could break his system. Then came Tyson Fury, an awkward giant who fought with his hands down, switched stances, and ignored every rule in the book. What happened next shocked the entire boxing world. Why everyone expected Klitschko to win. Before the fight, almost everyone expected Wladimir Klitschko to win. He had ruled the heavyweight division for nearly 11 years. He seemed unbeatable. Bigger opponents couldn't stop him. Smaller opponents couldn't outbox him. To most people, Tyson Fury had little chance. Klitschko entered the ring as one of the most dominant heavyweight champions in boxing history. He had defended his titles 18 times. He possessed a powerful jab, devastating right hand, and years of championship experience. Many experts believed Fury was simply too awkward and too inexperienced to challenge someone of Klitschko's caliber. Some predicted a late stoppage. Others expected Wladimir to control the fight from the opening bell. On paper, everything favored the champion. His reign had lasted so long that very few people could even imagine him losing. The prediction seemed perfectly reasonable. Klitschko had beaten almost every top heavyweight of his era. He was disciplined, patient, and incredibly difficult to solve. Most fans expected another routine title defense. Very few realized they were about to witness one of the biggest upsets in heavyweight boxing history. Fury's unusual start. From the opening bell, Tyson Fury looked completely different from any opponent Wladimir Klitschko had faced before. He wasn't standing still. He wasn't trying to overpower the champion. Instead, Fury immediately began moving, feinting, and making Klitschko uncomfortable. It was an unusual start. Fury switched stances constantly. He lowered his hands, he leaned back from punches, and even talked to Klitschko during exchanges. At times, he looked more like he was playing with the champion than fighting him. But behind the awkward movements was a clear strategy. Fury wanted to disrupt Klitschko's rhythm and stop him from establishing his jab. Every feint forced Wladimir to hesitate. Every movement made him think twice before throwing. The champion was already fighting at a pace he didn't like. Klitschko had spent years controlling opponents with patience and discipline. But Fury refused to follow the usual script. He kept moving, he kept changing angles, and little by little, the most dominant heavyweight champion of his era was being pulled out of his comfort zone. Klitschko realizes something is wrong. By the middle rounds, Wladimir Klitschko started to realize something was wrong. Tyson Fury wasn't fighting like anyone he had faced before. He couldn't find his rhythm. He couldn't establish his jab. And for one of the first times in years, the champion looked uncomfortable. Klitschko tried to stay patient and wait for an opening, but Fury never gave him a clear target. He kept switching stances. He kept feinting. He kept moving in unpredictable ways. Every time Wladimir prepared to throw, Fury was already somewhere else. The champion was becoming hesitant. He stopped taking risks, and instead of controlling the pace, he was being forced to react. It was a situation Klitschko had rarely experienced during his long reign. That's when the momentum slowly began to shift. Fury wasn't overpowering the champion. He was outthinking him. Round after round, Klitschko became more cautious and less active. Meanwhile, Fury grew more confident with every passing minute, and the dominant champion was starting to lose control of the fight. How Fury took control. By the middle rounds, Tyson Fury was no longer just frustrating Wladimir Klitschko. He was taking control of the fight. The champion couldn't find his timing. He couldn't land his jab consistently. And Fury was beginning to dictate everything that happened inside the ring. Fury's movement continued to cause problems. He switched stances, used constant feints, and never stayed in one place for too long. Klitschko waited for opportunities to throw his right hand, but they rarely appeared. Fury kept touching him with jabs and quick counters before moving away. He wasn't dominating with power. He was dominating with activity and unpredictability. Round after round, Klitschko became more hesitant, and the longer the fight lasted, the more comfortable Fury looked. That's when people started realizing this wasn't a lucky performance. Fury had a plan, and it was working perfectly. He was making one of the greatest heavyweight champions in history fight a completely different fight. Meanwhile, Klitschko was running out of ideas, and Fury was growing in confidence with every passing round. Klitschko runs out of answers. By the championship rounds, Wladimir Klitschko was facing a problem he hadn't experienced in years. Nothing seemed to be working. His jab wasn't controlling the distance, his right hand wasn't finding the target, and answers were becoming harder to find. Klitschko continued searching for opportunities. He kept moving forward and waiting for Fury to make a mistake. But Fury never allowed the champion to settle into a rhythm. He kept feinting. He kept switching stances. And every time Klitschko prepared to attack, Fury was already moving away or firing back with a quick jab. The challenger was controlling the pace, winning small exchanges, and forcing Klitschko to think instead of react. Round after round, frustration started becoming visible on the champion's face. That's when the fight stopped feeling like a typical Klitschko title defense. Fury wasn't just surviving against one of the greatest heavyweights of his era, he was outboxing him. Klitschko was still dangerous, still hoping to change the fight with one big punch, but Fury had a solution for everything, and the path to victory was slowly disappearing for the long-reigning champion. The night the heavyweight division changed. By the final rounds, it was becoming clear that something historic was happening. Tyson Fury wasn't just competing with Wladimir Klitschko, he was beating him. The man who had ruled the heavyweight division for nearly 11 years was losing control, and a new era was beginning. Fury's performance shocked the boxing world. He had entered the fight as a massive underdog, yet he managed to outbox one of the most dominant heavyweight champions in history. Klitschko struggled to establish his jab. He couldn't land his right hand consistently, and he never found a way to deal with Fury's movement and unpredictability. Meanwhile, Fury remained relaxed and confident. He continued feinting, switching stances, and controlling the pace. Round after round, the challenger was doing the impossible. He was taking the heavyweight throne away from a legend. When the final bell rang, the result felt almost unreal. Wladimir Klitschko's reign was finally over. Tyson Fury had achieved what many believed couldn't be done. He didn't win with power. He won with intelligence, confidence, and a game plan nobody expected. And that night, the heavyweight division changed forever. Before the fight, Tyson Fury was seen as an awkward outsider. Wladimir Klitschko was expected to continue his reign. Almost nobody believed Fury could actually win. But over 12 rounds, Fury delivered a masterclass in movement, timing, and ring IQ. He frustrated one of the greatest heavyweight champions of all time and did what many thought was impossible. That night changed everything. Tyson Fury wasn't just another contender anymore. He had dethroned a legend and ushered in a new era of heavyweight boxing.